Have you ever felt trapped? Like no matter which direction you turned, there was no escape. Perhaps you've prayed for God to make a way, but all you could see were obstacles. The story of the Red Sea reminds us of a powerful truth. When there seems to be no way, God is already preparing one. After hundreds of years of slavery in Egypt, the Israelites were finally free. God had sent Moses to confront Pharaoh. Through mighty signs and wonders, God broke the chains that had held his people for generations. At last, Pharaoh let them go. The Israelites left Egypt with hope in their hearts. Freedom was finally theirs. But their journey had only begun. Not long after they departed, Pharaoh changed his mind. His heart became hardened once again. He gathered his army, hundreds of chariots, thousands of soldiers, the most powerful military force of that time. They raced after the Israelites. Soon, the people looked behind them and saw the Egyptian army closing in. Then they looked ahead. The Red Sea stretched before them. Mountains surrounded them on both sides. There was nowhere to run, no place to hide, no human solution. Fear spread through the camp. The people cried out to Moses, "Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us here to die?" Their fear had become greater than their faith. How often do we do the same? We see the problem, but forget the God who has already brought us this far. Then Moses stood before the people and spoke words that have encouraged believers for thousands of years. "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Think about that. God didn't tell them to defeat the Egyptian army. He didn't ask them to create a plan. He didn't expect them to solve the impossible. He simply called them to trust Him. Sometimes our greatest act of faith is not doing more. It is trusting more. God then told Moses to lift up his staff over the sea. As he obeyed, a mighty wind began to blow. All through the night, the waters separated. A path appeared where there had never been one before. The impossible became possible. The Israelites walked across the seabed on dry ground. Walls of water stood on both sides. What had been an obstacle became the very road that led them to freedom. When the Egyptian army followed, the waters returned. The sea that became Israel's salvation became Egypt's defeat. Only God could turn a dead end into a doorway. Maybe you're standing before your own Red Sea today. Perhaps it's a financial burden, a broken relationship, a frightening diagnosis, a dream that seems impossible, or a battle you've been fighting for far too long. You keep searching for an answer, but all you see are closed doors. Remember this: God specializes in making a way where no way exists. The obstacle in front of you does not surprise Him. The battle behind you does not intimidate Him. He already knows every detail of your situation. Sometimes God doesn't remove the obstacle immediately. Sometimes He leads you right up to it, so that when He makes a way, you'll know it was His power and not your own. The sea did not open because Israel was strong. It opened because God was faithful. The same God who parted the Red Sea is still working today. He still opens doors that no one can shut. He still provides when resources run out. He still gives peace in the middle of impossible circumstances. So don't let fear make your decisions. Don't allow panic to drown out your faith. Stand firm. Trust the one who has never failed His people. Even when you cannot see the path, God already can. And when the time is right, He will make a way. Because the God who fought for Israel still fights for His children today. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. When you place your battle in God's hands, what looks impossible today can become tomorrow's testimony.